The grief really surprised me, how deep it was, because I'd been really worried about how do you go from 2 to 3 children? Is this a great idea? What am I doing? And I felt guilty for all that doubt and what that had maybe impacted upon our baby.
When you lose a baby in the first trimester, people think, and mothers think often, it's not a baby yet, you know, it's not a baby until you've hit the 12-week mark. And especially if you lose it, I think in the first sort of 5 or 6 weeks, you can easily think, it's not a baby, I shouldn't get overwrought and worked up about this, but of course it is a baby.
When someone comes to you and says, Frances, you know, she's only been 8 weeks. I miscarried at 5 months. No, come on, she should be able to handle this. You know, that, you really don't want that around you. You almost want to grab something and just whack them over the head.
With any loss, we grieve, and there is a range of emotions that go with that grief. So passionate sadness, guilt, anger, resentment, maybe resentment of other women that are pregnant, that they see that perhaps can easily become pregnant.
When I'd see other women with their babies, I'd go through different emotions. But as if I got really upset about it, I'll just think back to how lucky I am, fortunate that I've got one already.
It's normal to feel all of those things, and that every woman and couple's experience is unique. So grief is like a fingerprint. It's very different for everyone.
まずは智也に話して泣いて、多分何日も泣いて、他の人には、言わなかった。
Some people cope with the support of family and their friends, but others find that that it's a very lonely experience.
I know I fell into a depression. I remember binge drinking too, trying to find an excuse to catch up with everyone just to drink my sorrows away.
It was a different kind of grief I never experienced before. For 2-3 days, nothing made sense. I felt that I was covered in fog. Everything was so foggy. I was seeing everything behind a cloud. I felt distance from everyone except him. I think in my darkest moment of that time, I felt that Behruz is the only one in the whole world who can really understand my pain, because we are in this together. I can imagine that it must have been very hard on him as a man who wanted to protect his family, and now we lost a member.
Emotionally, it is not as hard as it is for the mom. You try hard as a husband, you try hard to support the mom, but at the same time you feel like you can't do much.
I also feel sad, but I also have to think about how to support her. I don't know, I couldn't even think that much, because actually I cannot even believe the baby was like gone.
I hear that often from men, that they feel that they have to hold it together for their partners. But what is really important for them to remember is that because it's such an emotional experience for women, if they hear that their partner is struggling too, it's incredibly helpful for them to hear that.
I got a lot of support from everybody for like a few weeks, and then to me it felt like everyone was like, "Oh, all right, you've had your time, now, you know, back to it." But in fact it was actually getting worse by that point for me.
There's lots of different things that can really help the families. So in the under 12 weeks, we can still get the babies dressed, we can pop them in a little knitted forever bed or Moses basket, and it's just allowing those families that time to be able to spend with baby.
We keep the two that we've lost alive with our children. We talk about them, we celebrate them. And I think by keeping those memories alive, we can let the children know that their siblings were here and that they mattered.
最初の2人の子はお寺に行って水子供養、お祈りとかしてもらって一緒に家族でお祈り しました。その時はすごく癒されて涙も出て、でも落ち着いた気持ちになれる一つの儀式をすることで気持ちも、落ち着いて次に進める。
Yeah. By doing the ceremony, I think it helps everybody about their feelings, because we believe that the spirits go to the sky. So like I think it's kind of like a ceremony that we can say bye-bye or something.
The reason why I can talk about it today is her. Sometimes I wonder if she is the same spirit who just didn't find it as the right time. It was not the right time for her, and this time she made her way.